Yo, everybody that's ever seen Terminator knew once they started making those AI robots that one day we was gonna have some issue with with these machines. Elon just warned us that we needed some type of preventative measures for these AIs, but this idiot named his satellite shit Skynet after the machines in the Terminator that ultimately destroyed Earth. So he possibly is part of the problem. But in this case, in this video, I think that these AIs might have actually just done us a solid. My name is Marcus Russell. This is the Marcus Russell Show. As new tariffs kick in today to 50%, trade tensions with China is still flaring. They have been broadcasting these AI generated commercials. It's like a smear Trumpito campaign. And but the Chinese culture is so respectful that they just don't understand the art of the insult like us Americans do. First, they have a cartoon series where Trumpito is like a superhero. He's Tariff Man, like Superman with tariffs, and he links up with his super friends, and they destroy foreign economies with high ass tariffs. And then they got Trumpito and Elon and JD Vance in a sweatshop making Nikes, which wasn't as cool as Tariff Man, but it still was kind of cool. And then they got Trumpito doing construction, getting in the trenches, getting dirty with a big ass power tool. You know I do construction. I thought the video was inspiring, but they even have like a Spears type of pop song, in English. It's super catchy. I like the song. They got an AI robot named Tariff, and he disobeys everything that his masters want him to do. He ultimately self destructs. I thought it was an awesome movie. I love the Trump smear campaign. I was hoping the Chinese smear me. Smear do me. I want to get smeared too. Yo, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Let's get right to the video.
New tariffs on steel and aluminium imports to the US kicked in a few hours ago, now doubling to 50%. The struggling US steel industry is applauding this latest broadside from the Trump administration. But other sectors that rely on the metals are warning of price hikes everywhere, from car lots to grocery store shelves, although it's not entirely clear how or when the costs will be passed on to consumers. Meanwhile, the Trump team has asked all countries that trade with the US to submit trade proposals by the end of today. The White House called the letter that went out a friendly reminder that the deadline is coming up. Meanwhile, trade tensions between the US and China are still flaring as Chinese state media is taking some new swipes at President Trump with the help of AI. CNN's Will Ripley explains.
This AI-generated anime is going viral in China, portraying U.S. President Donald Trump as a tariff-wielding superhero. It's one of several recent videos mocking Trump's trade war policies, many of them created with AI.
Your taxi truck, your taxi chair, red was burning in your dumpster fire.
China's English-language broadcaster produced this video, blaming Trump's tariffs for U.S. inflation and global instability. The video echoes Beijing's official stance. Since the U.S. imposition of the unilateral tariff measures, it has not resolved any of its own issues, she says, and has instead severely undermined the international economic and trade order. China's Xinhua news agency produced this AI animation featuring a robot named Tariff, programmed to impose trade restrictions.
I now choose death to end the harm.
Please, don't do this.
Goodbye, Dr. Mallory.
The robot self-destructs rather than obey orders to raise tariffs. AI-generated clips like these, showing Trump and Elon Musk hard at work in factories, have been flooding China's tightly controlled social media platforms for months, all untouched by Beijing's army of online censors. Designed to push China's narrative, the U.S. is making a fool of itself, and more importantly, losing ground to China in the global trade war President Trump started. China's foreign trade has been able to withstand the difficulties, he says, maintaining steady growth and showing strong resilience to maintain competitiveness on the international front. China's Bureau of Statistics put out numbers claiming exports are actually rising despite the trade war, partially due to a surge in orders before the tariffs kicked in. Outside observers often question the accuracy of China's numbers, which are impossible to independently verify. At this Chinese textile plant, the director says the U.S. no longer dominates their strategy. The trade war made me realize the U.S. is just a small part of the global market, he says. We'd rather bring Chinese products to the rest of the world, reasonably priced, high quality, and let more people benefit. China's top diplomat is also firing back. Wang Yi reportedly telling new U.S. Ambassador David Perdue the U.S.-China relationship's at a critical juncture. The Chinese readout of the meeting also says David Perdue stated that President Trump greatly respects President Xi Jinping. Far from tough talk, China claims, ahead of that likely crucial call between Trump and Xi.
Yo, they are great as they need to hire them for like online campaign management because they're smear meat. Somehow experts are still warning that Americans will bear the cost of these high-ass tariffs because the price of imports will rise, and they guarantee that the U.S. will see another recession. But in my opinion, if the jobs are here, how could we lose? And nothing like this has ever even happened in America for experts to compare this to. Honestly, the only other comparison they have is Trump's similar tariffs that he imposed last time he was in office, which had no negative effect on our economy. As far as the smear campaign goes, I hope these Chinese smear me. For real, I want to get smeared. They so good at AI that even their insults, if they do it with AI, they're going to be impressive. I wonder how I can make them mad enough to put me on the list to start smearing me. I wonder if I was to start tipping off all the massage spots that have happy endings, would that get me on the list? Not that I know where any are at. I don't even know if those people are Chinese. You know what? Just forget I said anything about that. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Until next time, peace.